Happy Friday. Happy day. Happy day. Happy afternoon. Happy evening. Whatever time I I greet you. I meet you. I hope everybody's doing great today. Um, I keep hearing there's a bug flying around, and uh, I have been dealing with this ear infection, chronic pressure, and I do believe that a bug may have flown into my ear. That's what it is. A bug flew into my ear, everyone. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Uh, either that, well, it's between my sinuses and the possibility of a little fly flying in my ear, which is not uncommon because they could fly up your nose, and when you have big nostrils like me, well, they well they don't they can just it's crazy. It happened to me the other day when I was driving. A bug flew into my eye. I was like, ah! But I got through it. I didn't panic. But today I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff, as always. And today, what I would like to address is the absolute utmost Swiss cheese stories that have been coming from the Homeland secretary, that lady, the cosplay woman. Um, the people that have been disappeared to gulags. Hold on one second. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. In in the midst of all of my projects here, I have not gotten a chance to address my Leaning Tower of Pisa J pipe underneath my kitchen sink because the washing machine is connected directly behind that wall, and while I'm doing laundry and it's rinsing and I'm hearing the water super loud, I'm like, oh no, let's see, because otherwise that would have resulted in a immediate stopping of this video, and then I would have had to run downstairs, turn the water valve off, then get up here, and then put on my Josephine the plumber gear and start to then tackle that. I have everything that I need. I bought everything that's required. Um, but I'm not that far yet because I'm doing so many other things. But getting back to the cosplay Homeland Secretary, well, I'm going to address you directly. You are full of Swiss cheese, bologna and Swiss cheese, I'll say, because bologna happens to be the preferential choice of these correctional facilities. I know I was given bologna sandwiches. Um, I talked about that in another video. Uh, what what they're doing, the number of people that have been disappeared, listen to what I'm going to say carefully. The number of people that have been disappeared are to take that number, put that number to the side. It's a ledger now. We are now going to be for people who are standing up against this madness. We have our own ledger system. Okay, for every person who has been disappeared, per head count, listen to what I'm saying. Per head count is a bounty. Per head count is a bounty. These people that are hiding are receiving bonuses. These people that are hiding are, I'm going to say, 8 out of 10 are military, retired military, uh, security people, people that were not able to become police officers, but because they have a gun permit and they don't have any felonious charges, or because they are of the white persuasion, bing, bong, boom, you get a gig, here you go, let's go round up these brown people. Every person that you bring into the facility, you're going to get a nice little bonus. So now with that ledger count, keep those things in mind, okay? These people that are coming from these regions that we know are all of the Aryan nation based population, guarantee that these people are going to be the ones that will be buying new vehicles, new cars, second homes, extra toys. You think people are stupid? We're really not. We are really, really not. And for the judges who now have regained their huevos and have regained their humanity and have regained their dignity, are saying, whoa, 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 hold up, pull those brakes on, because no, my name is not going to be attached to this, because I will then be disbarred, providing I'm in a state that follows the Constitution, not the financial direction Constitution from the mutt donors, because that's what you all are. You're all mutt donors to me. You're all garbage. You're garbage to everyone else, because now everyone's eyes are open. Everyone's eyes are open. Now, any intent that you had of pulling the wool over your supporters' eyes, guess what? That's been lifted. The hood is open. The hood is open. So everybody sees, everybody knows, So yeah, and again, I'll say it over and over again. Trump is not going to survive this. He's not going to survive. He's not going to survive. And for each and every one of you that are involved in all this, you are all going to be penalized, because the judges who have regained their huevos and have regained their humanity, they're going to probably, more than likely, say, you know what? This is inhumane. This goes against every grain of the United States Constitution. It goes against every grain of the United States Constitution. See, now the thing is this: the people that are coming to our country are countries that we depleted, okay? All this wealth, all these big estates, all these campus colleges, how do you think all that money was acquired? Do you think the fairy godmothers came down and sprinkled all these people with all this money? How do you think it was all acquired? Do slavery. Do the slave trade, people. Yeah, do the slave trade. Oh, this is a brands I don't participate with. I bought this at I bought this at Habitat or the Goodwill. Yeah, because I don't buy stuff. I don't give my money to corporations. Nope. Anyway, yeah. So that is what's happening, everyone. That is what's happening. Have you been sleeping, or have you been unaware of what's happening in our universe? Okay. Excuse me. If I was in front of the camera, it'd be a big burp. I don't burp and I don't pass wind. Never, ever. Anyway, never have I ever. Getting back to what I was saying. Yeah, so all these countries, for the people that are coming to the United States, are countries that we depleted, right? And countries that the UK has depleted and graped over the population, the abuse, okay? The abuse, all right? The historical content is what people of low intelligence do not relate to, because they're unaware. They're unaware because they've been secluded, okay? They're unaware because they've been secluded. They've not been able. Listen, okay, here's a scenario. The folks that are coming here to work. This whole regime of, oh, they're bringing in all the rugs, they're bringing in all the fentanyl, they're bringing in all the this, the that. That was brought in. That was brought in by the government. That was brought in by the government. That was introduced by the government. The same way the U.S. government went to South America and planted all the narcotics. The same way Miami was built up from the lidocaine cowboys. I don't want to say the correct name because they'll block me. The lidocaine cowboys. How do you think Miami got built up? OC, but the government is so straight up and legit, right? The government is so straight up and legit. So again, the ledger, the head counts, the amounts of money that the U.S. government is receiving, these corporations that provide to these facilities, the amount of stock level increases, okay? All right, these home goods stores, yeah, we all know who you are. We all know who you are. So the thing that we have to do to shut them down and slow them down is to not participate in activities that increases their bottom line. That's the way to do it. Their bottom line needs to come to an abyss that they'll never ever come out from. That's what needs to happen. Because we don't have to give our money to these corporations, okay? And another thing that has to happen now, has to happen in New York State, because of the fact that the greed from developers has engulfed metropolitan areas, suburban areas, and now they're heading up to, now they're up in Lake Placid. They just bought some person just sold some big thing or some big parcel of property. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to allow homeowners to be able to put on a secondary, like a mobile home or a modular home, so that people can live instead of people being out on benches, because that's what you're doing to the society of America. That's because investors don't care, and because of these politicos who get the campaign donations from these organizations that are, horizontal with these investors, then they're all for like, oh yeah, do this, yeah, do that, build this, build that, build this. It's got to be market value. But there's nothing for the people that are at the bottom, because they stay at the bottom, okay? And now the good president, the good 4547, he wants to turn around. He wants to have more facilities built. For what? So that people can be, the people who will no longer be able to afford housing, okay, are going to become unhoused and what? Be then placed in a facility? Maybe they'll get a 4-inch cot instead of a 2-inch cot, right? Wow, maybe they'll all have their own bathroom. Yeah, people, wake up, wake up, wake up, because we are in a disaster episode. It started, it's been happening, and now the PM of that man, Satan Yahoo, he is now going to continue and just continue, all right? Well, we paid for it, and the UK paid for it, and we sent arms, and the UK sent arms, and France and Germany. And these are the same countries that have encapsulated people, enslaved people, and kept people below while they accumulated all their wealth. Do people understand? Do people understand? Yeah, honey, go tell your mama that, okay? Tell your mama that, okay, Mr. Anyway, that's what's happening. And for the people who want to make comments, listen, move along. Move along. You have your belief system. Well, let me just tell you something about your belief system. It's a fantasy world, okay? It's a fantasy world. So you go run along, okay, hon? All right? Because people like you don't like to hear the truth. But wait, hold on. Let me go find that. I gotta find the scroll. SpongeBob has it. It's hidden under the pineapple, under the sea, or maybe the treasure chest that says Israel are the rightful owners of Palestine. It's there. It's SpongeBob said it. Yeah, he said it. He said it. Yep. Yep. Live in fantasy island, okay, and then you live a delusional world. Or better yet, the best is seeing the religious people who rah rah religion, but when once they leave the place, the house of worship, you know, it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Okay, it's all a scam. The biggest con is religion and government. The biggest cons, those two right there. Religion, government. Not all religions. Let's put it this way. Um, who owns the most amount of property? What religious organization owns the largest amount of property in the world? Do your research. Do your research. Okay? Do your research. And those are the same places that had to close down because they couldn't afford. They couldn't afford. You know? I guess after you got to pay millions and millions in restitution for bad deeds against young boys and young girls, you know, I guess that's, you got a little bit of a financial slowdown. You understand? Yeah, yeah. Everybody have a good one. And stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated. Keep your eyes open. Wake up. Because this Delulu world that we are now currently residing in, it will be coming to a close. I have it on my calendar when he's out. I just really I hope that the conscience of politicians, policymakers, I hope that you become reacquainted with your conscience and your humanity, okay, to do the right thing, and I do hope and pray that Pope Leo has a one-on-one with the Donald. And by the way, Donald, Putin is never ever going to meet with you. He's going to pull your chain and pull your chain until your chain falls out, you know, because Putin, Russia, baby, Russia. Don't play around with Russia, because Putin's got you. He's got you under his skin, and he ain't letting you go. So that's what the real deal is. But this is all, these world leaders, they have a mindset of, well, they have a special kind of a mindset. But Putin's not going to give up. And Putin is not going to, he's not going to play nice with the Donald. He's just not, it's not going to happen. And you know why it's never going to happen? Donald, listen carefully. Contractors that did work are contractors that are people that I have familiar connections with, okay? There's a lot of stuff that's not good. So, yeah, Putin is never, ever he's never gonna cooperate with you, Donald. And you know why? Because you did a little freaky deaky out there when you were hanging in Russia, you know. Russian beauties, yeah, better believe it. Blonde and buxom. Blonde buxom in bathrooms, watch out. You got a situation going on. Anyway. I said, no. Putin says, no. He's going to say, I'm going to let you think so. I'm going to reel you in. And we're going to have a conversation. No. It's Putin's way or the highway. And right now, Donald, you are on that highway. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, and, always do the right thing. And for the people who have humanity running through their veins, okay, and not toxins of hatred, you see ICE, get on a freaking speaker. ICE, run! Yeah, because it's all bull. It's all bull. It's so much BS. It's so much freaking BS. It's how they run the government. It's how the police department does it. Okay, it's how the corrections do it. It's how fire departments do it. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. You want to keep the top tier up on top, and then you want to BS everybody. All right, because it's BS central when you become a politician. That's the real truth. That's the real truth. You know, and then you become a member of the BS Central Club, and then you also become the adopted child of APAC. Richie Torres, how you doing, bud? How you doing? Hi, Richie. Hi. Yeah. You people better get freaking real. You better get real, and you better find your conscience. You better find your humanity, and you better find it quick. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you think that the power, because God is the one that's in control. God is in control. You think the power of the universe likes what's happening? Because I'll say this to each and every one of you who are on board with this. I said it before, I'll say it again. You no longer have your soul. You no longer have your soul. Your soul is now occupied and owned by the devil. And until you repent and you stop doing what you're doing, you're going to have nothing but turmoil. You're going to have bad luck. You're going to have whammies from everyone who is against what's going on. And let me tell you something, the power of thought, the power of energy against people that are bad and harmful, you don't play around with that. That you don't play with, okay? But you keep thinking in that Aryan processing mind of yours that it's all peaches and cream because you're driving the bus. Yeah, you're driving the bus right over a cliff. Anyway, everybody, have a good one. Yeah. Do the right thing by the migrants because the migrants are here to work. The migrants are here to work. They're not taking jobs. If you can't find a job in the United States of America, I don't care if you have to friggin' scrub toilet bowls with a toothbrush, then you're a lazy individual, okay? So that BS that they're taking jobs, no. You sell that story to the people who believe it. And you did, and they bought it, so there you go. Anyway, but you're going to be returned very soon because you're not going to, this is over and done with. And boy, oh boy, midterms are coming. There's going to be a shake-up coming. You better believe it. Everybody have a good one. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.